Hey guys, hope you're having a great day as well as a great life. We're going to make this quick. This is a little snippet I pulled from the Radiohead Kid A album reaction that just dropped a few days ago. And yeah, I thought it would be cool to post on here, just a little snippet of one song, so that's what you're going to see. If you want to see the full album reaction, that's on Patreon, as well as the OK Computer reaction and the Benz reaction. If you want to check them out, go on there. Other than that, on to the video. Gosh, that distant, like, cacophony, it's so beautiful.
That's not me. I go where I please. I walk through walls. I float down the living. I'm not here. This isn't happening. I'm not here. I'm not here. In a little while.
Oh, it feels so good.
I'll be the moment's already passed.
Really cool line.
Yeah, it's gone. And I'm not here. This isn't happening.
Goodness gracious. So this song, I had seen some background on it that OK Computer had like blown up, and the band had just played or was about to play their biggest show of all time. I forget what arena or what place it was at, but it was huge. Like the difference between their last biggest show to the one they were going to play was like staggering. And the lead singer, I think Tom York, was super nervous, and he got on stage, and I guess he had a nightmare beforehand where he was like drowning or the Liffey, I think, whatever the river it's mentioned, something to do with water, and he was on stage and like having a panic attack, and apparently from what I read, there was like a bunch of technical issues with the show, like the band couldn't really hear themselves, and it was just like kind of a mess, but they played well from what I heard. But he was on stage and panicking, and the chorus of the song, let me pull up the lyrics, and the chorus of the song, I'm not here, this isn't happening, is what one of his bandmates told him to like repeat to himself, like, hey, say this, get through it, and then you'll be done. And for one, the song is just so creative, how it has this like beautiful guitar with such dissonant background. Like it's so discomforting. It's so uncomfortable in the background. And it almost to me feels like negative thoughts or anxiety. Like that's the feeling of it. Like when I've experienced it or when I've had friends who've had like really bad anxiety, that's what it feels like is, you know, the rest of the world and everything else can be fine, but there's like this background hum of discomfort. And that's what the song feels like. And it's so wild to me that they're able to capture that in audio form. And so you go from this beginning that like, for me, fits that perfectly where that's happening. And it gets to this chorus that is the mantra he was repeating on stage and like lulls you or calms you or gets you through whatever that is. And then it ends like in a beautiful way, but they just take you through that journey so well. And I can't help but be reminded of like OK Computer, which to me had so many themes of isolation through the entire album. And I remember leaving that, well, the first time I heard OK Computer, I remember leaving that session with Andy and just like overwhelmed with like, man, this was a real person who really felt these things. Like it feels like that. I don't think he's making it up. I don't think he's like, you know, playing it up for camera. It genuinely feels like somebody went through really difficult isolation or whatever, it's through technology or with friends or whatever the case is. Like these were very real feelings captured in that form. And this feels so much like both a difference from OK Computer, because this came right afterwards, but also like a very logical next step. Like it feels like what would happen. You have these really difficult emotions that you're working through, and you make this album that is huge, and then it blows up, and then you're having to like deal with that. And in some ways it makes it even more difficult. And so it feels like what would happen next. Like you get into this thing that is like kind of a nightmare, and it's just so palatable, the emotion in this song specifically, and it blows me away. Sonically staggering. The lyrics are minimal and beautiful, but also dark and disconcerting. And wow, his voice just does whatever this is, like whatever this thing is, it just suits it spot on. Like I literally can't picture another singer who would do better justice to this type of music, where you get like, I mean, there's so many chaotic elements happening, and his voice somehow cuts through in a way that's not like the most standard, typical archetype of like a great singer, because there's like frailty to it. But at the same time, there's there's like this humanizing quality to that frailty and to those like maybe mistakes that you would hear. And man, I just think it's so perfect in that. The song specifically is a masterpiece. Like this is, I mean, it's probably an S tier, but it's almost hard to rate because of how good it is.
All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you had a good time watching that video, go and upvote the video, subscribe if you're not already. Check out some other videos here on the YouTube or on the Patreon if you want extra juicy stuff you can't get on YouTube because they block it.